Hi, everybody. This is Jimmy. You're reading with Jimmy. We're reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the end of chapter 9, the Mock Turtle story. We left off with Alice and the Griffin listening to the Mock Turtle's story of his education, and specifically talking about uglification, you remember. Never heard of uglifying? It explained. It exclaimed. It means to make beauty. You know what to beautify is, I suppose. Yes, said Alice doubtfully. It means to make anything prettier. Well, then the Griffin went on. The Griffin was asking her because she didn't know what uglification means. So the Griffin says, "Well, you know what to beautify means, don't you?" She says, yes, to make pretty. Well, then the Griffin went on, if you don't know what uglify is, then you are a simpleton. You can look up what a simpleton is. Well, there it is. I did it for you. A foolish or gullible person. So he's basically telling Alice, you're a foolish or gullible person if you can't figure this out. Alice did not feel encouraged to ask any more questions. Of course not. When you call somebody a simpleton, why would you participate anymore? So she turned to the Mock Turtle and said, "What else had you to learn?" Remember, he's telling her. "Well, there was mystery," the Mock Turtle replied, counting off the subjects on his flappers. "Mystery, ancient and modern, with seaography, then drawing. The drawing master was an old conger eel that used to come once a week. He taught us drawing, stretching, fainting, and coils." So drawing means speaking in a slow, lazy way with a prolonged vowel sounds. You know about vowels, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you should know about vowels. A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Those are vowels. Everything else is a consonant. A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. And we can talk about consonants and vowels some other time. But speaking in a slow, lazy with pronounced vowel sounds. Drawing. The A, see the A? Anyway, what was that like? Said Alice. Well, I can't show it to you myself, the Mock Turtle said. I'm too stiff. And the Griffin never learnt it. Hadn't time, said the Griffin. I went to the classical master, though. He was an old crab, he was. I never went to him, the Mock Turtle said with a sigh. He taught laughing and grief, they used to say. No, laughing and grief, kind of like opposites, right? The old crab. So he did, said the Griffin, sighing in his turn. And both creatures hid their faces in their paws. Why are they hiding their faces in their paws? They're laughing or crying? Don't you do, when you laugh and cry, sometimes you hide your face? And how many hours a day did you do lessons? Said Alice in a hurry to change the subject. She wants to change the subject. 10 hours the first day, said the Mock Turtle, 9 the next, and so on. What a curious plan, exclaimed Alice. Well, that's the reason they call it lessons, the Griffin remarked, because they lessen from one day to the next, from day to day. Lesson. You see what I'm saying? The English language is so difficult and yet so much fun, isn't it? That's why they call it lessons, because they lesson from day to day. This was quite a new idea to Alice. Yeah, it's a new idea for everybody, isn't it? Who would have thought? And she thought over a little bit before she made her next remark. She thought it over a little bit. Remember, she likes to think. Then the 11th day must have been a holiday, right? 10, 9, 10 hours, right? 876. So the 11th, right, day must have been a holiday. And let's go to the top of 105. So of course it was, said the Mock Turtle. And how did you manage on the 12th day? Alice went on eagerly. Now she's really into it, right? The Griffin says, that's enough about lessons. Tell her something about the games now. And as they say in the Untouchables movie, so therein endeth the lesson. This is Jimmy. You're reading with Jimmy, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. That's the last analysis of the last couple of pages of Chapter 9, the Mock Turtle story. Well, I don't know if we've heard quite the story, did we? What was the Mock Turtle story? Interesting, isn't it? Jimmy at readingwithjimmy.com, Jimmy at readingwithjimmy.com. That's my email. Send me an email. Look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks a lot.